Have you ever wondered if you're following important penis care rules every older man should know? For many men, the conversation around penis health stops after a certain age. But the truth is, the way you care for this part of your body matters just as much now, if not more, than it did when you were younger. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 essential penis care rules every older man should follow every single day. These aren't gimmicks or embarrassing fads. These are simple, proven practices that support hygiene, blood flow, comfort, and long-term function, so you can stay healthy, confident, and in control of your body as the years go on. Stay with me until the end, because you're not just going to hear what to do. You'll learn why it matters, what happens if you ignore it, and how a few quiet changes each day can protect more than just your physical health. They can also improve how you feel about yourself, your relationships, and your quality of life. And if you've ever noticed changes down there and weren't sure what to make of them, this might be the video that gives you the answers and the reassurance you've been looking for. Let's get started. Rule 1. Gentle daily cleaning without overdoing it. One of the most basic yet most important things older men can do for their penis health is keep it clean, but not in a way that strips away what the body naturally needs. As we age, the skin becomes thinner and more prone to irritation, especially in sensitive areas like the groin. So if you've been scrubbing too hard, using harsh soaps, or skipping a rinse here and there, your daily routine might be doing more harm than good. Proper hygiene doesn't mean being aggressive. In fact, it's the opposite. Using warm water and a soft touch is often all you need. If you choose to use soap, make sure it's mild, unscented, and free of alcohol or harsh chemicals. Wash the area gently, especially under the foreskin, if you're uncircumcised, and make sure it's completely rinsed and patted dry. Leaving moisture behind can cause irritation or even fungal infections in warm, enclosed spaces. I knew a man named Dennis, 74, who had dealt with recurring itching and dryness for years. He kept changing his laundry detergent, switching to different powders, and even trying antifungal creams. But after a simple visit to his urologist, the answer turned out to be something else entirely. He was overcleaning with antibacterial soap twice a day, every day. Once he switched to a gentle water only, rinse in the morning and a quick wipe in the evening, his symptoms almost completely went away. Why does this happen? Because the penis has its own natural balance of oils and bacteria that protect the skin barrier. When we strip that away with rough scrubbing or harsh products, we leave the skin vulnerable to redness, cracking, and sensitivity. And as skin thins with age, this balance becomes more fragile. That's why good hygiene in your 60s, 70s, or 80s isn't about scrubbing harder. It's about supporting what your body is already trying to do. And there's a psychological benefit to this kind of care, too. Taking a few extra seconds each day to tend to this part of your body isn't just about avoiding infections. It's about sending a message to yourself that you still matter. That this part of you isn't past its prime or forgotten. It's still yours, and it's still worth your attention. Even if no one else sees it, you do, and that matters. Daily hygiene, when done right, becomes a small, steady act of self-respect, one that sets the tone not just for your physical health, but for how you carry yourself and how you continue to live with dignity, comfort, and quiet confidence. Rule 2. Daily visual check for any changes. One habit that's often overlooked, but quietly powerful, is taking just a few seconds each day to look, really look, for any visible changes in the skin, shape, or surface of the penis. It's not about fear or obsession. It's about familiarity. Because the earlier you notice something that doesn't look right, the easier it is to treat, and the more peace of mind you can give yourself moving forward. Many older men assume that if there's no pain, there's no problem. But that's not always the case. Issues like skin infections, small sores, unusual bumps, or even signs of early cancer can develop slowly and silently. Sometimes it's a bit of discoloration that wasn't there last week. Other times, it might be a spot that feels rough, crusty, or that hasn't healed like it should. These aren't things to panic about, but they are things to pay attention to. Let me tell you about Frank, who was 79 when he first noticed what he thought was a small ingrown hair. It didn't hurt, so he ignored it. But after a few weeks, it hadn't gone away. When he finally showed his doctor, it turned out to be an early-stage skin cancer. And because he caught it early, Treatment was simple and successful. Frank said, "I never thought to check. I figured if it didn't hurt, it didn't matter. But now, it's something he does once a day. No fear, just awareness. There's something empowering about knowing your own body well enough to notice even the smallest changes. This isn't about being paranoid. It's about being proactive. A quick glance while drying off after a shower or while dressing in the morning can give you valuable information. And over time, this simple habit builds a deeper connection with your health, your awareness, and your sense of control. From a medical standpoint, this daily check helps catch early signs of irritation, infections, rashes, or growths that could be signals of something more serious. Many men feel awkward bringing up these things at checkups. But when you've been keeping track on your own, it becomes easier to speak up, show your doctor, and take the next step with clarity instead of fear. And let's be honest, part of aging gracefully is staying engaged with our bodies, not avoiding them. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're disconnected. If anything, now is the time to be more connected than ever. Not because something's wrong, but because it's a way of honoring the body that's carried you through every season of life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Rule 3. Moisturizing to protect aging skin. As we age, skin everywhere becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive. And yes, that includes the skin on the penis. What many men don't realize is that just like your hands, face, or elbows, this area also needs moisture to stay healthy. Daily moisturizing may sound unnecessary or even a little strange, but for older men, it's one of the smartest ways to prevent cracking, flaking, itching, and discomfort that can sneak up over time. The key? Using the right product, something fragrance-free, gentle, and made for sensitive skin. You don't want anything with alcohol, menthol, or heavy perfumes. A small amount of unscented lotion, or medical-grade barrier cream, gently applied after drying off from a shower can do wonders. The goal isn't to slather or overdo it. It's simply to replace what your skin is no longer making on its own. There's a man named Harold, 82, who told me he used to deal with persistent irritation, dry patches that would come and go, often making him feel self-conscious and uncomfortable. He assumed it was just part of aging, but when his doctor suggested adding a pea-sized amount of moisturizer once a day, the difference was remarkable. "I didn't even realize how tight the skin had gotten," he said. "Now I don't think twice about it. It's part of my routine, like brushing my teeth." When you think about it, this kind of care isn't cosmetic. It's functional. Dry, fragile skin is more likely to crack, which can lead to bleeding, infection, or just plain discomfort during daily movement. For men who are still sexually active, or even those who are not, comfort matters. Confidence matters. The absence of irritation, the simple feeling of everything being just fine, gives peace of mind, and that doesn't get talked about enough. From a psychological standpoint, moisturizing is also a way of reclaiming attention to a part of your body that many men disconnect from as they get older. Instead of thinking, "That part of my life is behind me," it shifts the focus toward, "I'm still here, and I still care." That shift isn't trivial, it's powerful, and it leads to better self-esteem, better comfort, and even better communication with your doctor or partner if concerns ever arise. And if you've never moisturized this part of your body before, don't worry, it's not too late to start. Like anything, it becomes normal when it becomes routine. A few seconds each day, after your shower or before bed, is all it takes. No special tools. No awkward process, just a small act of care that helps you feel more at ease in your own skin. Literally, this isn't vanity, it's stewardship. And your body, every part of it, is still worthy of thoughtful, respectful attention, especially the parts that don't always get talked about. Rule 4. Supporting circulation through daily movement. When it comes to keeping the penis healthy in older age, most men don't realize just how critical blood flow really is. Erection strength, sensation, even the ability to heal properly. All of it depends on steady, oxygen-rich blood reaching the tissues every single day. And the truth is, you don't need pills or treatments to support that process. Often what helps most is simply moving your body. The penis doesn't operate in isolation. It's part of a larger system of blood vessels, nerves, and muscle coordination that all work together. And as we get older, circulation naturally slows down, especially if we sit for long periods, avoid physical activity, or have underlying issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, or cholesterol buildup. That's why making time each day for light movement isn't just good for your heart or your joints. It's directly good for your sexual health, too. I knew a man named Robert, 76, who started taking short walks around his block twice a day. Nothing extreme, just 10 to 15 minutes, in the morning and again before dinner. He told me that after about a month, not only did he feel more energetic, but he noticed something else. He was waking up more often with morning erections, something he hadn't experienced in years. He hadn't changed his diet. He hadn't started any medications. The biggest shift? His legs and the blood vessels in his lower body were simply moving more. That might sound small, but medically it's big. Movement sends a signal to your blood vessels to open up. Stay flexible and keep your circulation strong. It also helps control blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and support nerve health, all things that directly influence your pelvic region. And it's not about heavy lifting or gym workouts. Even light stretching, gardening, or walking can create that gentle boost your lower body needs. This rule also carries a quiet emotional impact, because movement isn't just about physical health. It's about claiming your space in the world. When you move, you affirm that you're still active, still present, still choosing to engage with life on your terms. That kind of intention carries over into how you treat every part of your body, including the parts that don't get much attention but still serve you every day. The key is consistency. It doesn't have to be long or intense. It just has to happen regularly. A walk after breakfast, a bit of stretching while the coffee brews, standing up during TV commercials and marching in place. These are simple habits, but they remind your body and your mind that you're still choosing strength, flexibility, and function. So if you've been feeling sluggish, disconnected, or unsure of how to care for this part of your health, start with your feet. Get them moving, because every step you take sends a message down through your body, all the way to your circulation, your nerves, and yes, even your confidence. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Rule 5. Mindful urination and complete emptying of the bladder. One of the most overlooked yet critically important daily habits for older men is how they urinate, and more specifically, making sure the bladder fully empties each time. It might seem like a small detail, but over time, incomplete voiding can quietly lead to urinary tract infections, pressure on the prostate, discomfort, and even bladder damage, and many men don't even realize they're doing it. As we age, the muscles that control urination can weaken. The prostate may enlarge. Sensation in the bladder can become less reliable. All of this leads to a situation where the urge to urinate is less clear, or a man stops midway, thinking he's finished, when he actually hasn't fully emptied his bladder. That residual urine creates the perfect environment for bacteria to grow, which leads to infections, urgency, or dribbling that feels unpredictable and frustrating. There's a man named Gerald, 81, who began noticing that he had to get up more often at night to urinate, but never felt completely relieved afterward. He also started noticing a bit of leakage during the day, something that had never happened before. When he spoke to his doctor, they realized he was unknowingly leaving behind urine each time he went. The solution? A few simple techniques. 1. Taking time. 2. Relaxing the muscles fully. And 3. Staying seated during urination. Within weeks, his symptoms improved. Taking your time is key. Rushing or pushing can work against your body. Instead, sit down if needed. Breathe deeply. Give yourself an extra 10 to 20 seconds after the initial stream ends, just to be sure everything is out. Sometimes, gently leaning forward or shifting slightly side to side can help trigger the final release. These might sound like small adjustments, but for many older men, they're the difference between urinary discomfort and lasting relief. And beyond the physical benefits, there's something mentally grounding about this practice. Being mindful during a moment as routine as using the bathroom can reconnect you with your body's signals. It's not just about plumbing. It's about listening, paying attention, and taking yourself seriously enough to slow down, observe, and respond. Many men are taught from a young age not to talk about these issues. But here's the truth. Talking about it is how you stay ahead of it. Caring about it is how you avoid complications. And practicing this small act of awareness every single day is one of the easiest ways to protect your comfort, your dignity, and your health well into the years ahead. A strong, steady body isn't just about muscles or diet. It's about paying attention to how your systems work and giving them the respect they deserve, even in the quiet, unnoticed moments. Especially then, final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, I want to remind you that caring for your penis in older age isn't about vanity, shame, or chasing youth. It's about comfort, health, and above all, respect for a part of your body that served you well for decades and still deserves your thoughtful attention. Each of the 5 rules we covered today, gentle cleaning, daily visual checks, moisturizing movement, and mindful urination, may seem simple on their own. But together, they form a daily rhythm of care that supports not just your physical health, but your confidence and sense of control. Because aging isn't about giving up, it's about tuning in and responding to what your body needs in this chapter of life. If even one of these habits is something you're not doing yet, don't let that overwhelm you. Just choose one and start. You might be surprised at how much better you feel, how much more at ease, how much more connected to your own body. These aren't big changes, but they are meaningful ones. They help you show up for yourself every day in quiet but powerful ways. And if you're someone who has felt hesitant or embarrassed to think about this kind of care, I hope today gave you the permission to let that go. There's nothing shameful about taking care of yourself. In fact, it might be one of the strongest things you do. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.